Hello everyone, I'm doing something a little bit different in this video. I've decided to do the 1000 step challenge, which is something I saw in one of Thomas Heaton's videos. So if you watch Thomas Heaton's videos, you might know what I'm talking about. If not, basically it's a challenge where you have to walk 1000 steps from your front door, wherever you end up. You've got to take a photo there. There are some other rules which I'll go through now. I've got them on my phone here. You have to take exactly 1000 steps. So you can't walk, for example, you can't walk somewhere nice, say it's only 200 steps from your front door. You can't walk there, then stand on the spot and just do another 800 steps. It has to be 1000 steps exactly. When you get to the 1000 steps, you then have 3 minutes to take a photograph. That's quite a challenge. You're allowed to move within a 1 meter radius of your tripod only. You're only allowed to take one exposure, so one shot, that's all. So that's quite difficult. And you have to record this video, you have to record the video in one shot. I'm guessing that's just to prove you're not cheating basically and taking more steps than you should be. I have to admit, because I don't want people knowing exactly where I live and things, I didn't start the video right at my front door. But I did. I've got my Fitbit, which I don't actually use anymore. But I've got my Fitbit to track my steps. It's currently, what time is it? It's currently, I think the most difficult thing about this challenge is I now have to entertain you for 1000 steps. It's currently 4:57, so actually the sun's just risen. My plan was to come out, photograph the sunrise, which was difficult to because you have 3 minutes to take the photo. It was difficult to know when exactly to come out to try and get the best light. Truth be told, I've come out about half an hour too late, I think. But it's a very clear day anyway, and the forecast for the next few days is the same, just very clear. So not going to be a great sunrise anyway. So in terms of location, I live right next to one of the rivers here. There's 3 rivers in Carlisle. I live right next to one of them, and there's a weir very close to where I live. I could have walked there it would have been less than 1000 steps actually. I think quite a bit less than 1000 steps. So I thought I'll not go there. There's the cemetery that I went to in my previous video. That would have been within 1000 steps, I think. So I could have went there, but I photographed that in my last video, so I thought it'll be fun to try something else. So my plan is to head into the town centre, see how far I get into the town centre, and photograph that. I'm just gonna stop to see how many steps I've done. So like I say, I'm only a small walk into town, so I thought I'll walk into the town centre and photograph that. My concern is now, when I started recording this video, I stopped to see how many steps I'd already done from my house when I started recording. Now I only walked around the corner and I'd already done about just shy of 400 steps, and I'd not even walked a quarter of the distance into town. So my concern is I'm not actually going to make it to town. I've done just coming up to 800 steps, so I've only got 200 steps to go and I'm nowhere near town, so I've misjudged this terribly. One of the other rules was you can't do a trial run. You've just got to go out, do the 1,000 steps, wherever you end up, take a photograph. Which, if I show you where I am now, I'm on, well, one of the main roads here. Got a little here. Basically, what I've got to do is head down that way, which bends round that corner, and then I don't know if you can see that building in the distance. I've got to walk past there and kind of almost towards that cathedral there, really. And I've got 200 steps to do it in. I've really misjudged this. So 200 steps, I'm going to end up on this main road. I watched Thomas Heaton's video, and Thomas Heaton said he walked about 100 steps and he was at the beach. So he walked 100 steps, he was at the beach, and then he basically just walked down the beach for 900 steps. So that was easy. But it was another guy who challenged Thomas Heaton. So I watched the guy who actually came up with the challenge. Let's continue walking. I'll just try and take large strides. Oh God. So I watched the guy who created the challenge, who challenged Thomas Heaton, and his video was about 25 minutes long, and he seemed to be walking and walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. So I'm like, okay, 1,000 steps must be quite far, because he seems to be walking forever here. I feel like I've been walking about 2 minutes maximum, and I'm almost at the 1,000. So either my step count was wrong, or that guy was just walking very, very, very slowly, or there's some cheating going on somewhere or something, I don't know. The guy who came up with the challenge, I can't remember his name, but I'll put it up on the screen. Sorry. Coming up to 900 now. This is terrible. I'm taking large strides. But this is really my kind of thing. I just love a challenge. It's basically the challenges that I really enjoy about photography. If you watched my last video where I was photographing bees gathering pollen, that was a really difficult challenge, and I was kind of in my element doing it. It's challenges that I really enjoy in photography. So when I saw Thomas Heaton do this challenge, I thought that sounds really cool, that sounds like a lot of fun, I want to give that a go. So no one actually sent me the challenge, I just saw it in Thomas Heaton's videos and thought, I want to try that. Right, I'm just going to stop quickly again just to see how many steps I've done. I have 40 more steps. I'll show you where I am. I'm getting closer to town, but not close enough. Realistically, I think there's 2 steps, I don't want to count my steps. Realistically, I think I needed 2,000 steps. I've really misjudged this. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Got 13 more steps. I'm gonna have to make a judgment call. I think what I want to do now is, my best bet is just to cross the road. I can either walk straight or cross the road, and if I cross the road, perhaps I can at least photograph that citadel there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to continue because I'll be able to see, hopefully see the kind of iconic chimney in that direction. Right, 13 more steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, come on. Let me just check on my Fitbit that that's definitely 1,000. I don't believe it. Oh, this is a disaster. There must be something wrong with my Fitbit. That can't be 1,000, it is 1,000. Oh god. Okay, before I just start, let me show you where I am. So, absolutely nothing there of any interest whatsoever. If I look over there, again, absolutely nothing of interest. And across the road, well, it doesn't matter where I look, nothing of interest. So that's went horribly, horribly wrong. To be honest, it's probably a 2-minute walk into the very, very centre of town now, where I wanted to go, where it would have been a bit more interesting. I could have photographed the town hall. There's a statue thing there. That was my hope, that was my plan. I really thought it would be about 1,000 steps, but I'm shy by 500 steps. 500 steps, I would say, ish. Right, it said you had 3 minutes. One of the things it did also say was, if you fail, you fail. You've just got to get to 1,000 steps and do it no matter where you are. So I'm gonna have to do it. When I realised I was going to be short, you can't see, but beyond the trees there, if I had another 100 steps even, there's a bit more of a nice view there. But I didn't even make it past the trees, so even that hasn't worked out. It's a total disaster. All I can do, I should have crossed the road. All I can do is point my camera in that direction, zoom in, photograph that citadel. Horrible. Right, I'm just going to get my tripod ready. And then it said you had 3 minutes. What a disaster. Okay, I'm going to set my timer up. I mean, what difference does it make? It's not like I'm going to... I would never plan on spending half an hour here with this view. Sorry, where's my timer? Timer, 3 minutes, starting now. I can't. This guy who created this challenge, he was a Norwegian guy. Now that's cheating for a start, because Norway is one of my favourite countries, and the reason, probably my favourite country, the reason why it's my favourite country, because it is absolutely stunning. Now he walked 1,000 steps from his home. To be honest, I think it was more like 5,000 if you watch his video. So he walked 1,000 steps from his front door anyway, and he ended up at this like beautiful, beautiful lake and like a really nice, beautiful landscape. Thomas Heaton only walked 100 steps from his home, and he was at the beach. Another beautiful place. Where have I ended up? Alright, time is up, about 3 minutes. Alright, here we go. I'm going to press the shutter. Wait for this car to go by. Alright, I've got a 2-second timer on. Wait till you see this. I didn't even have time to set up my camera in the way I wanted. I think this Norwegian guy I'm going to link his video. You watch his video and watch mine. I think he must have cheated. Alright. I can confirm that is the worst photo I've ever taken in my life. Was that worth getting out of bed for 4:30 in the morning? Probably not. This really isn't how I imagined this would go when I thought that'll be a fun challenge, let's do that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. That's been a disaster, but one of the rules was if you fail, you fail, it doesn't matter. Fun little challenge to try anyway. Like I say, I just love this kind of thing, bit of fun. What I'm going to do is just continue walking into town, just to show you what I did have in mind. I've really misjudged it. I just cannot believe how quickly 1,000 steps went watching the other 2 videos. I mean, Thomas Heaton didn't do it in one take for the start. If you watch Thomas Heaton's videos, there must have been about 100 cuts in his video. Anyway, I shouldn't accuse anyone of cheating. I don't know if you saw that, but a guy just walked past either side of the road. Obviously saw me with my tripod and things. And he kind of looked around, I think, as if to say, what the hell's he photographing? Alright, let's continue walking. This video is going to be over 20 minutes long. And you poor guys will have sat through 20 odd minutes of me walking, talking about nothing, and you've not even been rewarded by a good photo at the end of it. I'm really sorry. But you know, it's a bit of fun. Always an adventure. Right. Oh, actually, yeah, so when I realised I wasn't going to get to 1,000, I thought, well, at least if I can get past those trees, I can zoom in on that chimney there and that old building that used to be an old mill. Back in the day, Carlisle was a very industrial town, so that was one of the main mills in the city. You probably can't see it actually because I'm filming this on my my DJI action camera, so it's a very wide angle. But yeah, I thought if I can at least get that in, that could be kind of interesting. So here we go. This is basically just getting into the town centre now. This here, there used to be a really beautiful hotel stood here, but it became derelict and just stood derelict for years and years and years, which is a shame. It was a listed building, it was a really beautiful building, but the hotel closed down and then it just stood derelict for years and it became unsafe, and this entire road was completely shut off to cars and pedestrians for weeks and weeks and weeks. No one claimed ownership of the building and it was literally falling apart, so it was unsafe. So one of the main roads in the city was completely blocked off for weeks and weeks. Well, they decided what to do about this building. No one was claiming responsibility for it. Finally, in the end, it's just been completely demolished. But here we go. This is the town centre. Completely empty, not a soul in sight. It's now just gone 5 o'clock in the morning, about 5:15. This is actually since lockdown began. This is the first time I've been in the town centre since this whole coronavirus and lockdown and everything started. I could take some photos now of empty streets, but I'm not really interested, because I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. It would be empty now anyway, even in normal times. So there we go. That was essentially what I did have in mind, and I thought if I could get here for a nice sunrise, might be interesting. Let's see how many steps I'm at. 1,600 steps, so 600 steps more than what I was allowed. There's the cathedral down that way. That would have been, what, another 100 to 200 steps. That would have been nice, but I thought that would be too far. The other kind of thing that I like in the town centre here, this is quite a nice little street actually. There's some more like really old looking cobbled streets around here which are really nice, but I've always really liked this view. I've always really liked that. Unfortunately, just too many steps. So bearing in mind where I ended up in the photograph I ended up taking, I don't even know if this is worth posting, but but it's a bit of fun. A bit of fun. And like I say, I like this kind of thing. Now, if you want to try this challenge yourself, if you think you can end up somewhere a bit more interesting than a roadside, then yeah, I'd encourage you to try this yourself. 1,000 steps from home, see where you end up, take one photo, try and get the best photo you can. If you do give it a go, I'd love to hear your story and I'd love to see your photo. Now, I do actually have a section on my website called Your Adventures, where you can share your stories, your adventures, your photos, videos even. So if you do try it, post it. Basically, it's a forum on my website. Post it on there, and then I can hear your story and how you got on and see your photo. Also as well, if you want to set me another kind of challenge, if you can think of a challenge you'd like to set me, you can do that on my website as well. On the same page on my website, there's another section called Challenge Chris. So you can share your own story, share your own photo, and you can also set me another challenge as well if you want. So apologies for such a bad video. Apologies for such a horrifically bad photo that I'm even embarrassed to share. But like I say, always an adventure, even in these times. Even just 1,000 steps from home, always an adventure. Well, thanks for sitting through this if you did, and there'll be a much better, more interesting video next time, I promise. But thanks for watching. Bye.